Hey guys, welcome to episode number 7 of the All or Nothing Manchester City career mode here on FIFA 19. Again, of course, this is brought to you by the EA Game Changers program, thanks to the trip that EA funded from myself and a number of other YouTubers to head over to Berlin to record this footage. As you can see, it's not that busy a month at present, although there is an extra game to be added into the month with our next game of the FA Cup, which incidentally is against Arsenal, who we play in the first game here. We're playing them in a very strong formation, actually, and a very strong starting 11, but whether we'll be able to come away with a victory or not remains to be seen. I can't, off the top of my head, remember what happened the last time we played Arsenal. No, I'm not even going to guess. I was going to say I believe I won, but I genuinely can't remember. Good save there by Ederson, though, to stop them taking the lead in the opening stages. We're trying to do the same ourselves, of course, at the other end, and if it weren't for the intervention of the defender there, then Kevin De Bruyne might have been able to turn that home. But Benjamin Mendy has a devilish left foot. He's a superb crosser of the football. Unfortunately, not able to find a teammate here, but we're just loading the ball into the Arsenal box in the opening stages. Shot blocked there from the edge of the box from Casemiro. Yet to score a long-distance goal with him in this series. He does have the long shot trait. It's Raheem Sterling that's going to try and finesse this one this time. If that had gone in, it would have been arguably the best goal of the saves so far, from about 30 plus yards with the instepped finesse, but unfortunately outside of the post only and away from goal. Using his studs there, the man out wide. I believe actually it's Neeskens Cabano that they're starting in a wide role. They bought him in the summer transfer window from Fulham. Not the obvious go-to signing for Arsenal as a winger, I have to be honest. Özil up here to Aubameyang into Hector Bellerin, of all people, who has the shot from the edge of the box that's comfortably saved. But the referee actually gave a foul there. They ended up getting a free kick. Now, Cabano, as we previously mentioned, has gone off here, and Chiesa is going to come on, a signing they made in the January transfer window. And this is literally the free kick from that substitution. The first touch is to draw a very good save out of Ederson. If it had come off the bench and immediately banged that in the top corner, it would have been the best transfer. Well, yeah, a best transfer, a best substitution that Unai Emery had made all window, that's for sure. But another good save here from Ederson, and I'm really having to lean heavily on my goalkeeper here to keep Arsenal out. They are knocking on the door, just as we were in the first half. They're doing the same in the second. Here's Henrik Mkhitaryan. He's going to get that back inside to Ozil, who, with the most ridiculous vision, knocks it first time to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is just onside. As the defender rushes out to try and play him off, doesn't quite time it properly, and as such then leaves Aubameyang in loads of space. And 1-0 Arsenal. So that's not necessarily gone according to plan. You can see the next fixture in the top left is the Champions League, which returns against Juventus, who, as you may well know, if you watched the Liverpool playthrough in the Champions League mode, they're pretty good. I was able to win 2-1 in the first leg, lost 4-0 in the second. So I have an element of payback that I need to get over Juventus, but that's a great finish from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, isn't it? First time on his right foot, finessing it into the far top corner. Superb. It's no backlift. He just stands there and swings a leg. You see from the second replay, just plants his left foot and swings. Wonderful finish from the Gabonese international, and unfortunately, with 2 goals for Pierre, it's 2 goals for Arsenal and 3 points for them as well. So nothing for me. We move from that directly into the aforementioned game against Juventus in the Champions League. This one, as you can see, being played in the round of 16. A number of other ties, including Manchester United versus Real Madrid and Liverpool versus Barcelona. So some interesting ones going on at this particular stage. And Juventus versus Manchester City is a pretty important one as well. You can see from the graphic in the background that Ronaldo starting up top, Douglas Costa, Paulo Dybala and Bernardeschi on the right-hand side, Facer and Matuidi in the CDM roles. And as you would expect, the backline featuring Chiellini and Bonucci. Wojciech Szczesny starting in goal for Juventus. Or was it Matteo Perin? I can't quite remember actually off the top of my head. It looks like Matteo Perin, doesn't it, with the longer hair. Regardless, Kevin De Bruyne into David Silva. No, it is Wojciech Szczesny. I thought I'd read Szczesny, but then I second-guessed myself. Evidently, I should trust my initial instinct. Anyway, Juventus pushing forward here after we have the first effort of the game, but doesn't end up going into the back of the net. Bernardeschi round to Dybala on his right foot. They're really going to cause Ederson any real problems with an effort of that particular nature. Just past the half-hour mark, though. Playing it down the line and get caught out, give it away. João Cancelo steps in, then races into the space where Benjamin Mendy would have been. In here to Bernardeschi, takes it early and really shouldn't have. Should have pulled that back to a teammate, or kind of dummied and then maybe shot as he turned inside past the defender. But Thankfully for me, didn't. And 5 minutes into the second half, Sterling takes it in his stride really nicely, trying to burn away, but Chiellini catches him up. And that's a theme of FIFA 19 so far. You may have seen a number of other people mention it in their videos too. Pace, whilst still obviously important, isn't as important this year. And I know that gets said every year, but this year specifically, you will have noticed a lot of defenders. Maybe you'll have to let me know what your feedback is like from the demo, because I'm not sure which particular build the demo is. But defenders do tend to catch forward players up regardless of their overall speed. It depends on, or it's a lot more heavily reliant upon ball control and agility and balance, etc., with regards running in a straight line. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on launch and subsequent patches post-launch. Strength is very much important this year, especially with the 50-50 battles, etc. But Gabriel Jesus destroys the defender with a ball roll there, and we're able to get ourselves a second goal of the game, and it's our first, of course. Gabriel Jesus nullifies their advantage, although, of course, Juventus do still have the overall advantage with the away goal. Jesus trying to twist and turn away from the defenders again, didn't quite work on this occasion. Sané on his right foot. Szczesny leaps away to make the save very nicely indeed. And we take a 1-1 draw from the first leg against Juve. Now, you might cast your mind back, as I mentioned, to the Liverpool mini-series where I got a 2-1 win from the first leg. So I had no idea what was going to happen here against Juventus in the second leg, but that will be in the next episode. As we mentioned, there was another game drawn in the month of February. That was then the FA Cup game here against Arsenal. Having already played them in the episode and played a second game as well against Juventus, I simulated this one with my full strength starting lineup. Thankfully, we got off to a great start with Sergio Aguero after 4 minutes. Bookings apiece as we head towards half time, but I would very much like to win this competition now that we've obviously found ourselves knocked out of the Carabao Cup at the hands of Wolves. Leroy Sané picks up a second on the 45th minute, and with 20 minutes to go, it does look like we're going to be able to get ourselves through to the next round of the FA Cup, which is absolutely superb because the title race is still ongoing. And it has developed yet further and will do so even more with this game here against Everton. We're away from home at Goodison Park. Again, very strong starting 11 being played. Spurs go 1-0 down there, as you see. Santi Mina giving Burnley a 1-0 lead. If Spurs could drop points, if Chelsea and Manchester United could drop points as well, that would be absolutely fantastic. But as it happens here, it looks like we might be dropping points with a 0-0 draw. It's currently the 45th minute at half-time. And then we're pushing forward into, I don't know why I said that. It was the 45th minute at half-time as opposed to any other minute being half-time. But David Silva makes the difference and scores. Bernardo Silva came off the bench but wasn't influential. And as you can see then, we are third in the league currently, though with a game in hand on Manchester United. But behind Chelsea on goal difference, they have rocketed up from further back. And now it is most certainly a 3-horse race in the Premier League title race. So with 12 games for me and Chelsea, 11 games to go for everyone else. No idea which way this title fight's going to go. But we are in the next round of the FA Cup and stand a good chance of getting through in the Champions League too. So I will see you in the next episode where we shall further develop all 3 competitions.